What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 149. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the Dress Rear Master, the dominant himself, Bryant.
So I'm playing Silent Hill F, and I can't pronounce the name of the city that she's in, so I'll just say live from Japan.
You got to show. You got to be showing me the name because I can
Yeah,
probably pronounce it.
exactly.
Here, I'll
Not-
find it.
Now I need to know what name it is. And of course, we have the great Ace Attorney, Mr. Ash Destroy Him.
Hey, what up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's your shirt? Is it
All right.
just fire?
Oh no, you can't tell.
Gurren Lagann?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I didn't see the. What was that?
I put the name of the town in the open fields chat. If you want to give it a shot, Ash, go ahead.
See. Ooh. Ibisu. I don't know. If I heard it, I would be able to say it.
B su go. Ooh, okay.
That's not right.
Go oka. That's a name. That's a name. But it's B su ga oka. Yeah, that's a weird name. I think they somehow short named that name. I don't know. That's a weird one. That's weird. I've never seen the A and the O together like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, if I would have heard it, I probably would have been able to say it honestly, because usually I feel like I can do a good job of reproducing words, I guess, for lack of better words when it comes to that. Anyways, we do got quite a bit to talk about today, and we're probably gonna miss out on some stuff because Tokyo Game Show is going on right now. There are a lot of things happening over there because it is like 9 a.m. I believe 9 a.m. Japan time. Maybe it's 10 a.m. over there. Something like that, but there's still some stuff going on. So we'll try to talk about a few things right here in the beginning. And of course, we will go over state of play. But as always, before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. If you are a listener on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, then hit that follow button over there as well for just the audio side of things. But let's go ahead and get started with some breaking news. I feel like everything's going to be breaking news here in the beginning. And that is
Basically.
Doug Bowser is retiring from president of Nintendo of America. So he will no longer be president of Nintendo of America, which is kind of weird because he was technically in charge of Nintendo of America, but now it seems that position is being split into two. So we have Devin, what was it? Devin Pitt, how do you pronounce the name? Pitchford?
Was it Pritchard?
I don't. Yeah. I can't pronounce the last name. But
it's really not that bad. It's Devin.
I'll have Bryant say it so I don't mess it up.
Here we go. Devin Pritchard.
So just Devin Pritchard is now going to be the president of Nintendo of America, but I'm not sure if you guys saw this too. There seems to be a CEO now of Nintendo of America as well. So there is a newly appointed CEO of Nintendo of America, and his name, let me see if I can pull up his name here, because I had just saw that. I think Stealth 40K. I don't know if you guys follow him, but I believe he posted the news when it came to that. Satoru Shibata is his name. He will be Nintendo of America CEO starting November 16th. And then Devin Pritchard will start as a president of Nintendo of America in January 1st, because Doug Bowser is leaving December 31st, so the last day of December there. But, some interesting stuff is Devin Pritchard actually has some credits on some Nintendo games. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah. One of the credits that she's on is Metroid Prime Remastered. So I don't know if maybe she pitched the idea or whatever the case might be, but that is one of the credits that she is in, which is kind of cool. And like, if you guys don't follow, Stealth 40K over on Twitter has a bunch of stuff going up right now talking about who Satoru Shibata is. Where he's like kind of been seen, whether it's from Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. He has one right here where he's dressed up as Phaneckswhy where they were doing a little, I don't know what you would call it, like I guess not a cosplay, but it was more like a segment where he's dressed up as Phoenix Wright and then also as Professor Layton, which is kind of cool. Just kind of show like the different things that he's
Impressive.
been in. And then Devin Pritchard being at Nintendo of San Francisco when it opened up with Bill Trinen there. So yeah, so they're in the scene. They've been there. They've been around. They've never really been front facing. They've just been around there out of nowhere. So very interesting stuff. What do you guys think about this? Is this exciting news? Do you feel that maybe this might help him go into a different direction, or do you feel like nah, it's just gonna be the same old Nintendo?
Well, so what I think is that for Doug Bowser to like just step, I mean, he's trying to retire, which makes sense. But I feel
Hmm.
like he wasn't president for that long. I don't know. I
No,
mean,
yeah, what, like 2 years
maybe
maybe?
actually no, yeah, I'm trying to think back when Reggie actually left us. I don't know.
I
Was it
will look
like
that up right now.
yeah?
I
Because
would
I
have
feel
been
like
like
he let.
this.
I think he left like maybe 2016 or 2017. Is it
It would have
2017
been
or something like
after
that?
the Switch launch because he was the one they pushed for the Metroid Prime 4 announcement,
Since April 2019.
2019. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So
Okay,
6
so yeah,
years.
yeah. So Doug was like, yeah, only there for a bit, and the thing is, he wasn't really like a person that wants to like project himself onto the
Hmm.
audience and everything. So I'm hoping with
He wasn't a Reggie.
yeah, he wasn't a
Yeah.
Reggie. I'm just hoping both Devin and Satoru can actually have this similar energy like Reggie does. Well, so far it seems promising a little bit, and because you already said James that Satoru are already like cosplayed as a couple of characters that I like Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, which is cool. So hopefully he brings that similar energy to when being a CEO and everything, because I feel like we need more of that. We
Hmm.
need more of that similar gamer first, businessman second type of energy and stuff. And let's see what happens. I'm kind of happy, kind of excited. It sounds like these two are a lot younger compared to Doug Bowser, so we're definitely getting like kind of fresh blood in there too. So let's see how it goes. See how it goes.
I have to say that the biggest tragedy of this is like RIP to the greatest CEO name coincidence in the history of like
That's true.
business.
Yeah,
It's
That is
kind of
true.
like if the next CEO of X, or not CEO, but like the next vice president of Xbox, instead of like Sarah Bond or whatever, if it was like uh, Joe Chief or something like that, Joe Mess,
John Chief.
John Chief, yeah,
Yeah.
just something crazy like that. So that's kind of a shame. It really fit really well, and it was kind of a cute thing. But what Ash said is true though. Like he wasn't a presence, he wasn't a personality. Kind, you think of back to those um, Nintendo digital events. Like, do you remember that one? I think from 2015 or 14, where I think it was 14, where they did the puppets, where there was like
yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
was a
Wada and
Reggie,
then
Iwata,
Reggie
and
and
the
Miyamoto.
Miyamoto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like so cool, and it worked with Reggie because Reggie was a personality, and he kind of became a meme in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And so, it's just kind of a different strategy as far as like what these people bring to the table and everything. And so, you have him leaving, which makes sense. I mean, if you look at him, a picture of him, he probably is in his like late 60s. I would say mid to late 60s. Looking at him, if he's younger than that, he looks a little older than what he presents. And then it's really interesting that this Devin Pritchard is coming in to kind of take the helm because, as far as I know, there's never been a woman before that's the CEO of one of the big three, or even like a really big third party developer is like the head figure of it. So that's really interesting. It'll
I
add a
mean,
really
technically,
kind of different.
Sarah Bond is probably in a similar position because she's head of Xbox. No.
Yeah, but isn't that more so like a strategy thing rather than like a business? Like I feel like the Nintendo piece is more of a business thing as well as strategy, whereas like Sarah Bond strikes me as like strictly like a strategy thing. But I don't know. Like, what do I know
Yeah.
about like
I
business?
mean,
But you're right.
yeah, because it could be different because now there's a Nintendo of America CEO, right? And to me, it just feels like they're kind of being like, they're still putting that like maybe and forgive me for my ignorance because I don't know if Japan has this way of thinking or not. So if I'm wrong, definitely show me hate in the comments. That's fine. But like it to me, it seems like maybe they're still against a woman being the head of some part of Nintendo. So now they add in this CEO spot, which has never existed, and then you have her alongside that, which is kind of weird. I don't know, but
Yeah,
that's
it'll be
Um,
interesting.
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't. Yeah, I can see why, because like studying the history a bit. I mean, I honestly, I've never seen a woman being like being like a CEO for a Japanese company like that. The
Mhm.
only other
Right.
time I've seen a woman being a actual CEO for a company is I forgot her name. I think it's Lisa Su for AMD, and that's
Mhm.
the only time I've seen that. But other than that, but that's for a Chinese company. That's technically for a Chinese company, I think. So
No,
I
AMD's
don't.
American.
Because AMD isn't Chinese.
It's American. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah. Advanced Micro
AMD is
Devices.
American.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
hmm. Okay.
Intel is American as well. Is Nvidia a Korean company or that's not
No,
No,
American?
that's
Nvidia is also American as well.
It is American.
They're
Okay.
all American.
hmm,
It's just that AMD they produce their stuff from
that's fair. Yeah.
TSMC Taiwan. They produce their chips in
That's
Taiwan,
what I
where
was thinking
Intel
of.
produces their chips actually in the U.S. Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, yeah, and it's interesting too because like I don't know because the weird thing about it is that they didn't have to choose Devin to be the president. They could
Hmm.
have just chose like another man to be president, and like regardless, I feel like that this they still would have like made the CEO position for Satoru anyway. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm excited to see, like, honestly, for somebody to be credited in a game like, Metroid Prime Remastered. I think that's pretty awesome. There's two other games. I'm trying to see if I could find out what the other two games were. Um, uh, I can't. No, I can't find out what two other games she was a part of. But there are two other known games. I think one of them was Pikmin, one of the Pikmin games, and I forgot what the third one was. But they're big games, like games that but, oh wow, like I didn't know she pushed that forward. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I want more of a Reggie and less of a
yeah,
Doug Bowser. Like, no offense, but like Reggie made things happen. He pushed for a lot of things. Whether it was for good or bad, that's depending on things. Like he did push Metroid Prime 4 to be shown when it wasn't ready. So that was kind of a bad idea to do, but it got people hyped up. But he pushed in for Wii Sports to be packed into the Wii, which was a great business decision and just a great decision in general, which made the Wii one of the best selling consoles of all time because they have Wii Sports. So, yeah, I want to see more of that. And the Satoru Shibita guy, he kind of like it's kind of cool. So they were showing some different things that he's been a part of. It shows that he's worked at Nintendo Australia, Nintendo Europe, Nintendo Japan, Pokemon Company, and now he works for Nintendo of America. He's hosted directs. He also plays games himself. And then it shows like for the 40th, or no, and it shows that he did do a it's kind of cool. Like there's a picture of him dressed up as Phaneckswhy, and it has like what's his name, KK Slider and Luigi and like little dolls around him and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to have people like that up top, and hopefully it's for the better, and hopefully they'll challenge some of Nintendo's decisions, like game key cards. That'd be nice.
Now you're
yeah.
reaching.
That's not gonna rock. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's
No,
for sure.
I mean there is one thing I wanted to mention about game key cards, real quick while we're on that topic, was that there is a lot of evidence now pointing to the fact that it seems to be that the main reason why game key cards are probably going to be a thing and probably always be here, and why digital is probably the way to go when it comes to the Switch 2, is it does seem that cartridges are too slow for the games that are being produced. Ubisoft has said it. There's another developer that recently said it too. I think it was Capcom, if I'm not mistaken. It might be somebody else, but a lot more developers are pointing out the same thing, that the reason why they can't do that is because there's technical limitations to the actual game cartridges, that they would have to like bottleneck the game for it to run on the cartridges. Now a lot of people argue like, well, Cyberpunk did it fine. Like Cyberpunk is all on a cartridge, so why can't everybody else do that? And that's something I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I wouldn't know that. Maybe there's some magic. I mean, they do have their own in-house engine, so it's probably easier to work with. Where other companies, they're just kind of borrowing engines, right? Where there's UE5 and trying to work off of that. So there might be a lot of factors when it comes to that, but kind of some interesting bits to see. I've kind of like given up on the thing of, well, cartridges are probably they're going away. And I'm at the point where I'll get a game key card if I need to. like Dragon Quest, because I want a physical box of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. I'm probably gonna get the game key card version regardless, just because I want that physical box. But yeah, that was for that. And while we're on the topic of Nintendo, there's actual game footage of Resident Evil Requiem playing on the Switch too. Have you guys watched that footage?
Oh, I
No.
didn't think they released it. I know there was a demo
Yeah.
playable at Tokyo Game Show, but they actually released the footage.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured you guys wouldn't, because it's actually, I just found the footage. It was posted 30 minutes ago of Resident Evil Requiem playing on Switch 2. And honestly, I was looking at it. For me, it looks like it's above 30 FPS. I don't know if it's like 45, 40 FPS or 60 is hard to tell, but for sure it is definitely above 30 FPS, and it looks really, really good. I'm actually very impressed at the footage that I saw. I'm excited to pick it up on Switch 2. It looks very, very good. I'm really excited. And this is also not in dock mode. This is in portable mode. Because a lot of times when we see games at these events, they always have it docked and you never get to see portable mode. But in this case, it is portable, so you're able to see that. So I'm excited. Resident Evil Requiem is looking good on Nintendo Switch 2, and I can't wait to pick it up. I believe I'm the only one that's going to be picking it up on Switch 2, right? You guys are picking it up on PC and PS5?
Yeah,
Correct.
it's PC for me.
Mhm.
I would say this is that I'm glad we're getting good reception. Like we're actually getting good performance out of that game, because
Mhm.
that's like a net new next gen game that's coming out literally next year and stuff. And the
Yeah.
fact that's running that well on the Switch 2, there's literally no excuse for any devs to not put their game on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Because that game looks graphically intensive, and the fact that the Switch 2 could handle that with no issues, no excuse.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that. So
I agree. I'm excited, and this kind of proves the point that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero shouldn't be running the
oh,
way it is and looking the way it is, because if
I'm
Resident Evil
I'm
Requiem could look
glad.
this
Oh my
good,
god.
it's
You
just
reminded me, bro. Oh my god, that's crazy. I
every
forgot about that.
every time I see a game that's gonna look and like just have a higher resolution, higher frame rate than Sparking Zero, it just gets me so mad, because Sparking Zero, I don't know what the devs are doing, if they're just forcing a port out or what, but it's like there's no reason for it to be how bad it is. Now maybe they'll do a day one patch, because the game is not out yet, so maybe they'll do a day one patch. We don't know, but as of right now, they set what these specs, or rather the performance levels, are going to be for this game on Switch 2, and yeah, it is not good. But I'm glad that these other games are going to be a little bit better. Yakuza Kiwami 3 was officially announced. RGG had like their own little I would say like, I wouldn't say pre-Tokyo Game Show, but like their own little event where they went over a couple things, and they announced Yakuza Kiwami 3. It was teased already with a image showcasing, or when they announced their actual little event, and now they have it there. It has a new side story called The Dark Tides that follows a different character named Mine, and you kind of go through his story and kind of see the stuff that he has, different move sets compared to Kiryu and so forth. They changed a lot of the characters. There is a lot of backlash. I don't know if you guys follow a lot of people who are into the Yakuza series, but there's a lot of backlash because they're actually using more real life actors and portraying them in the game, which, for those of you who don't know, they actually use Japanese actors and kind of scan their face, put them in the game, and those Japanese actors are also the voices of those characters. So they did that in this game. One character, has anybody here watched Tokyo Vice at all? No?
Heard of it.
No, it's pretty good show. It's based on a true story of a journalist who tries to do like a deep dive and kind of get into the world of the Yakuza life. But one of the main characters, who's the Yakuza, um I guess the person you're kind of seeing the eyes of the Yakuza life from, he's actually going to be one of the characters in this game, which is pretty cool. He is a well-known Japanese actor. So I'm kind of excited to go ahead and pick up Kiwami 3, because I've never played Kiwami, or I never played Yakuza 3. So I'm excited for that. Were you going to say something, Ash?
So when you say, so are they replacing like Kiryu's Japanese voice actor with the actual
No.
with another
No,
Japanese
Kiryu is
actor,
going to be
or
the same voice actor and
okay?
everything.
Ooh, I was
Yeah.
about to say they can't replace my boy like that.
No.
Nor Goro Maji, my man. Like,
No, they're the
cat
main
laid around.
protagonists are going to be the same. It's more like the other characters that you meet throughout the game. They're replacing a lot of them with more realistic voices, or not voices, realistic like actors. because what they used back then, they didn't use like real faces, so now they're trying to use real faces this time because it just
Yeah.
seems to be a
Okay.
Yakuza thing.
I have to like look back. I have to look back on 3. I mean, I never played 3 either, but I did remember like what the graphics look like. And at that
Mhm.
point, I'm probably just gonna just compare Kiwami 1 and 2 to 3 and see like what the overall main differences is and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
could it
Yakuza
be?
3 was PS2 graphics.
Oh yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
like, but the thing is, they never did that technique with Kiwami 1 and 2. So it's more better for you to compare the graphics in that to 3 and everything, and see what they
No,
did
they did.
there. You know.
They
Hmm?
did. Yeah,
For sure.
Kiwami 2, they did the same thing. They put Yakuza 0 as well, which was more of a new game, but they used like real life faces for a lot of the
So
actors there.
so what's the so if that's the case, what's the because I never seen anybody complain 0, 1, and 2.
Mhm.
So why they complain about 3 then?
People
You,
just
you, you
complain
get
to
you get what I mean?
complain. Yeah.
Because that sounds like to me that because the way it was struck, the way you said it, it sounds like
Yeah.
that was like a new thing they're doing. But if they've been
It's
doing this on 0, 1, and 2, and nobody's complaining about it, and then complain about it now, what the heck?
It
You
seems to
know?
be that it's one character specifically. His name it starts with an R. I forgot what his name is. But his face in Yakuza 3 has like he looks like the nicest dude ever, right? And when you see his face, you're like, this guy can't be in the Yakuza, but he's actually like, ruthless and things like that. So now they changed him
Mhm.
from having this nice guy look to the guy who's from Tokyo Vice, who has this more mean, like centric, like gangster look. And they're kind of
Oh,
upset
I
at that.
see. Okay, okay, I can see. It took away on what the character was about,
Correct.
especially by its design. Okay, I get that. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So it's more pointing towards a specific character that they're
Hmm.
crying about because
Correct.
there's a new technique. Okay, that makes sense to me. That makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm excited for Kiwami 3. I'll be picking it up. It is coming out in I believe it's November 19th on Switch 2, or that might be Kiwami 2. And this no, I'm sorry. Kiwami 3 is coming out December. Kiwami 2 is coming out on Switch 2 in November 19th. So which is nice. You'll be able to play Kiwami 3 very soon, and that is coming to all platforms, including Switch 2. Switch 2, unfortunately, is a game key card as well, but it's nice that it has those versions. So now you can get Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, Kiwami 2, and Kiwami 3 on Switch 2, which is nice. So hopefully the other games come over to Switch 2. That'd be nice to see as well. All right. The last bit of small news that I have to mention here, because I don't think I'm missing stuff, is the Xbox ROG Ally X. The price has officially been announced, and release date has also been announced for October 16th. And the price is $1,000. What do you guys think
Mm.
about that?
I bought one.
You bought one? Oh, you already pre-ordered
Yes.
it?
Yep. I'm gonna see. I want to see if I like it better than the Steam Deck, because I know it's supposed to have a more console flavor of Windows on it. So I'll
Mhm.
see kind of how it feels, and if it, because it is more powerful than the Steam Deck, like hands down. The only thing that it
Yeah.
really doesn't have on the Steam Deck is the screen is an OLED, obviously.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not keeping both. Like, that's not happening. Like, I'm not gonna have a Steam Deck and the ROG LIX. It's either gonna be I like the LIX better than the Steam Deck, I'll sell my Steam Deck, or I still like the Steam Deck better and I'll keep the Steam Deck and return the LIX. But I definitely want to try it because, obviously I'm a console centric gamer for the most part, and it kind of it marries PC gaming and console gaming together, and that you can remote play on it and all the rest. So
Yeah.
yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. But anybody that's saying that it's like too expensive or whatever, then I think it's one of those things where you have to look at the market. I mean, because really all of these handheld consoles coming out, with the exception of the Steam Deck, they're all around $1,000. I mean,
Yeah.
that new Lenovo one that just came
It's
out,
like
I want to say
$13.99 or
that's like
something like
11
that.
or 12 or 13.
Yeah.
LAX is $899. That came out a year ago or something like that. So with inflation and tariffs and shit like that, that price totally tracks a year later, and it's more powerful.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it is expensive, but I mean, this is an enthusiast market. It's niche. It's not something
Yeah.
that is going to go do Nintendo Switch 2 numbers, I don't think. Not, and this kind of ties into that, into another thing we can kind of briefly touch on too, is that Costco isn't carrying Xbox stuff
Mhm.
anymore, which is very interesting. And so it's kind of like this interesting period where Xbox is trying to expand with this device and trying to say, we're still a competitor and everything, but it's like, oh, well, Costco's dropping you from their stores and now you're raising prices on your Xboxes. Like, I don't get what the end game is. I don't know what they're trying to do. It kind of goes back to that thing that we kind of coined months ago, where it's like, if everything is an Xbox, nothing is. And I just think they're struggling with an identity so much right now. And it kind of gave me a little pause before picking this thing up. But again, just because of the technology, being able to play all my Steam games on the full compatibility of Windows, I like the grips on it. It looks really ergonomic. I hope they release some kind of like official carrying case for it, or an official dock would be really nice. But that might be too much to ask for. But yeah, we'll see. This Microsoft stuff is just such an enigma, though. I don't know what they're doing.
I agree with you. It's weird. Like I was debating. Like I was thinking, like if it was like $900 or $800, then I would just do like try to do a swap. But at 1,000, I mean, we'll see. Because the Z2 Extreme, from what I'm getting at, it's not even all that much more powerful. Which is kind of the only thing that I'm struggling with compared to the ROG Ally X, right?
Maybe the download speeds won't suck on like your LX though.
I mean, there is that. Yeah, I haven't touched my ROG Ally X mainly because of that. Because it just gets me so mad. Just even looking at that thing. Like literally, it's collecting dust in the corner of my room. It stays there, and there's a couple of times, like 2 days ago, I was looking at it. It's like, you know what? Maybe I should play some more Expedition 33. And then I just remember, no, there's probably an update, and I'm probably gonna have to
Dude, you
spend
need to
like
just
2
sell that
days.
thing then if you're not even using it. Like that's an expensive paperweight sitting there.
That is true. That is true. But then every time I thought about it, I was like, there's gonna be that one time, like that one time I want to play Lost Odyssey, for example. Now I don't have my Series X, but I can emulate it, of course. But we'll see. I'm gonna look into that and see, possibly maybe trying to figure out if I could swap it out for a Xbox ROG Ally X instead, and use that instead. And it's nice. I agree with the handles. It being having just a better grip. That's a huge plus for me personally, because that means I can hold it a lot better. So
Right.
I'm excited to see that. I've just been, now I'm kind of at the point where, like, all right, I have the sling bag from Tom Talk that I carry with me that fits my Switch in it, fits my Steam Deck and the RG Ally X. I don't care if it has handles. If I can hold it, I'm happy with that. That's all I need. I just need grips. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah, I think that's everything for the small news. Did I miss anything else that was announced recently? Can't think of.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to
I mean,
think.
anything else
I
before we
mean,
get
if,
into state of play, obviously.
I mean, yeah, yeah. This is in the state of play, but I mean, they announced like two classics. One of them's Soul Calibur, and one of them's Tekken
Yeah, that's
3,
state of play.
which I'm like, oh,
That's
that's
state of
cool.
play.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll
Yeah,
talk about that, because I'm excited about one of those games, and you guys probably already know which one. Because
yeah. Soul
I've talked
Calibur.
about it quite a few. But
Tomb Raider.
before we go into that, last week we mentioned, because I want to say it was last week, maybe it was the week before that. We're talking about Final Fantasy 7 remake and how Switch 2 comes with Magic the Gathering cards. Guess what I got? So I already had
Magic
Magic
the
cards,
Gathering
and I
cards?
showed you some of them, but this one's even better. And shout out to Jesse, aka Drokuma. He actually got this for me.
Oh, you got the FF10 cards, or
Yeah, so they came out with a Final
Are those
Fantasy
the ones
10
that
deck.
depreciate after time as opposed to appreciate? I kid. I kid.
So, because originally, like the starter decks were only Final Fantasy 7 themed, so you had like Cloud and Sephiroth. That's it. And then they released a Final Fantasy 10 deck, and it comes
oh,
with,
yeah,
That's
that's
a nice
nice.
looking card.
yeah.
Nice.
So these are like of course, the two most important cards. But of course, you got Orin. Like, this one's not 10. That's 6. But yeah, you get the point. It has a lot. So it's cool. It's a commander deck. It has 100 cards. The rules of commander, I'm going to talk a little bit of Magic, and I'm still learning myself, is you have 100 cards, but you cannot have repeat cards. So you can only have one card of each in there. But yeah, it's kind of cool because there's a lot of stuff in here from Final Fantasy X. And I think what I really like about it is it just pulls moments and characters from the series. Like this one right here. If you guys know 10, Gatu and Luzu. They're the
Were those the all
Crusaders.
bad?
No, the
Oh,
Crusaders are
okay.
always around there. They're trying to fight Sin themselves without using the summoner.
Summoner.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, some cool cards in here. One of my favorites.
Is that the Gull Wing
Is
or
that, is that, is
whatever?
that, is that the is that the Blitzball stuff?
Yeah, Blitzball Stadium. Yep.
Yeah, Blitzball. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
So yeah, cool stuff, cool stuff. But I just wanted to show you that because you guys know how much I like Final Fantasy X, and so happy that they finally have a Final Fantasy X centric deck, which is nice.
Are we gonna touch on what we're playing a little bit too?
Yeah, we can go ahead and into that before we talk about the state of play.
Okay.
You want to start us off?
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
So two major things I've been playing. I played a lot of it today actually. Is Silent Hill F as a that town name that started off the podcast that I can't pronounce. I love the setting. The setting is so cool. It's 1960s Japan. There's even like a disclaimer at the beginning of it that talks about how the social norms and stuff aren't the same now as they were then. And I'm assuming they're talking about like patriarchy and
Yes.
women's roles and
Yes.
like the thought of like going against your parents and being like outside of like tradition and marriage and all that kind
Correct.
of stuff and working.
Correct.
So it's that's a very cool kind of period to be in. It's very interesting. It's very. I haven't really run any performance problems. Like there's like maybe like 2 or 3 times in the 2 or 3 hours I played it where it would hiccup for like half a second and then it would be totally fine. But very rarely that happened. It ran very smoothly for me. I will say, again, I'm pretty early in the game, but it is not as scary as Silent Hill 2 is. At least not yet. That could very well change, and I'll definitely report on that if and when it does. But it's not as scary as Silent Hill 2 because Silent Hill 2 I had to take breaks just because it was so depressing and just
It
so
is.
harrowing all the time. Like it's just so dark, and I mean like figuratively and metaphorically dark, just very dark and depressing and violent and just it takes a toll on you. And this so far, it's more so interesting and just kind of very different. It's like a very different place and time than Silent Hill 2 and what we as Americans are used to. And then the other thing was the other game I bought just because I was just getting so sick and tired of seeing all the nines, like 9999. Everybody is just praising this game to high heaven. So I'm like, okay, I must be missing something here. So I picked up Trails in the Sky Chapter 1
Yeah.
because I wanted to see what the hype was about. And again, I played it for about 2 hours tonight. And I got and again, I'm super early in the game, and I got past because the whole goal in the beginning is like you're becoming a bracer or something
Yeah.
like that, like not mercenary, but like a somewhere in between like a military thing and like a police and like a mercenary kind of thing, like all wrapped in one. I don't know if this game's for me, man. Like
Really?
the battle, it is so complicated. The battle system is so complicated. Like
Really?
all the arts and the points, and it's turn based, but it's kind of real time. And you get these things to unlock this thing, and then you get this art to get this guy and this turn based thing, and then you can get the effects from this and create this and do the. And it's just it's too
That's the
complicated
fun.
for me.
That's the fun
I'm not
part.
smart enough. I'm not
We
smart enough
So,
for that,
are
man.
smart
I'll
enough.
tell you
These-
this. In the beginning, I agree with you because you get information overload. They
Okay.
throw so much at you.
Yeah,
I was the
agree.
same
I
way.
agree.
Like
Yeah.
there was a lot. I was like, man, like I don't really want to learn all these systems. I just want to play.
Right. Right.
But after that point, it kind of like makes sense, and it's after that it just kind of flows through. The combat, I think I got used to it where I was like, okay, if it's an easy enemy and I see I'm doing a lot of damage, I'll just do the action-based combat. But when you fight like the harder enemies or there's a bigger group of enemies, then you kind of go through until you stagger them, and then you switch to the turn-based, and then you start doing your moves. Where did you end up? Well, like, what's the last thing you did in the game?
The last thing was Joshua and Estelle got their little pins saying that they're bracers. So
Okay.
it's basically just a tutorial. I
Oh,
got
so you
through,
did the
essentially.
tutorial. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it'll get better and smoother. Because like I haven't picked it up yet. I'm in the demo. And the demo's like 10 hours long. So
Oh wow. See, I
I'm
should have
in.
done that.
Yeah, it's 10 hours long, and then of course your save carries over, which is kind of cool. But I got to the first like dungeon, the actual dungeon. It's cool, and I started making what do you call them? The ability, the things that you have to make the arts. I forgot what they're called. They're like
Like
the
quartz or something.
yeah. I started making those and experimenting, and then I started seeing like you could put different courts on each character when you have multiple court slots open, and then your move sets change on the combinations of courts that you have, which is kind of cool. So like let's say if you have a water quartz and you do a fire quartz, you might get a brand new move altogether, or they might remove one move from there, or one skilled magic, whatever you want to call them there. But I do think it gets better, in my opinion.
Is it one of those things like if you get dropped into Mexico or something and you don't know a word of Spanish, you kind of like pick up the Spanish you need to get along or whatever? Like that's the best way to learn a language is just to get dropped in a country. Is it kind of like that
I
where the
mean,
best way to learn it is just to play it or something?
Honestly,
I
so
don't
my
know.
personal opinion on this is that I think they shouldn't have overloaded you with information at the beginning of the game, because especially if the whole point of doing this remake of Trails of the Sky is to bring new people into the series, and to just overload them with that much information about the mechanics and everything,
Mhm.
I feel like that does a huge deterrent. And like I was really hoping, because like I was really hoping they took that out in the main game, but it looks like they never did that, you know. So I'm just so
Okay,
that's
so I'm not the
something.
only one.
Yeah, look, for me, I already understood it and stuff, which is fine.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I'm already used to the game already. That's
Right.
the difference. And I feel like that's overloading information like that is not a good user friendly experience. Well, and it doesn't matter which game it is, right? So, overall, I'd say yes. Just go in, experiment with the game. Like I think one of the best things about RPGs is that, or I would say not even just RPGs. It's like old games back in the day. They don't. They didn't have to like shove tutorials down your throat. They literally teach you based on level design, and you learn that way and
Yeah.
stuff. I think one of my favorite RPGs that had the best with it was actually Persona 2 Internal Punishment, because there was a particular boss fight that I couldn't get past and stuff. And when you further figure out that you can actually use a whole Persona fusion attack with all Persona users at once and like bulldoze through them, because they were all mainly just all about defense and physical attacks, then there you go. That's how you win. And from that point, now you're diversifying your teams based on like who are you fighting and stuff. And I feel like they should have went with that approach. But then again, this is like a new age of gaming. Every single new game needs to have a tutorial phase and stuff. I wish we went back to like the old design where we teach you based on level design rather than just throwing you text all over the place and everything. So,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
I agree. Tutorial overload or information overload it's a thing, and a lot of games I have dropped out of. Persona does that quite a bit too. Like in the beginning, it's like, all right, I know what to do. I just want to get into the combat right away, and you gotta wait for each tutorial and so forth. Like I'm playing Persona 3 Reload on Switch 2 just to play the demo, kind of see how it looks. And it's the same thing going through these tutorials. Like, man, I already know I
Oh
have
yeah.
to do. I just want to go through it and get it done. But
Even
Mhm.
go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna even Persona 3, like I have Platinum, Persona 3 Reload, and Persona 5 Royal, and so
Mhm.
I've spent probably close to 500 hours, give or take, in Persona. And even still, the monster creating to me is still kind of mysterious. Like it gets really in
It
depth
does.
as far as like what stats mean, and when you do like the three, like in Persona 5, how you can do the guillotine thing, or you can do the electric chair thing. Like there's a bunch of different ways to fuse them, and when you start getting into that, my eyes start spinning, and that's just kind of what this feels like a little bit, where I feel like there's a version of this game, because I think about other RPGs, like specifically Final Fantasy, and we'll just say like 7. I would say 8 was starting to get a little complicated just because of
The
the
GF
junctioning and like
system,
guarding with the
yeah.
GF system and having to like all the stats that were attached to that. That got a little intense, but I feel like the tutorialization of that explained it like to an extent where I got through it okay. 9 was super easy to understand. I feel like 10 was also really easy to understand too.
Yeah.
12, the gambit system kind of overwhelmed me, and that made me check out just because that was very in depth. 13 I feel like was very easy to understand. 14's MMO, so that's incredibly difficult for me to understand. There's a lot there. 15 was very easy to understand, just the magic system wasn't great. And then 16, obviously, I'd say out of every one of those, it's extremely easy to understand, and that's probably one of the reasons I like it so much. But with Trails, though, I'm willing to give it more of a shot. We'll see what happens, but I just I was like, why is this game so acclaimed? Like, it reminds me just kind of like an Ease game as far as like the
Yeah.
setting and how the characters look and everything. I know isn't it made by Falcom or whatever, so it's like the same developer.
Yeah.
So why is it so beloved? Like, why is this game considered such peak gaming?
It's well, okay. So basically, it comes down to just like the overall story and how things can connect from one game to another. Which
So it's a story thing.
yeah. It's hugely a story thing. Which that's the problem with this series is that this game has this series has like 8 or 9 games, and you can't just go play the latest one and expect to know everything because essentially building up to the latest game pays off extremely well for you because you start connecting everything within the world of that said game, right? And and the other thing too is that a lot of the reason why a lot of people are not trying to get into this series because it does take a lot of hours. It takes a crap ton of hours. It is insane. You have to put like around thousands of hours just to get through the entire series. Now, if you want to mainline it, of course, but that's not what typically happens to people when they get into the series. They'll first say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to mainline this game and go on about my day," but then they see, "Oh, I like this side quest. I want to do this. Oh, what about this part of it? I want to do this and this." And then before they know it, they already put 60 to 70 hours into this game, and they're questioning themselves, "Why am I playing this? I need to go and play freaking Hollow Knight or something like that and just beat something." It's never ending fun essentially, and along with that too, story, characters, design, and all fun jazz. So I'd say it's up to you for you to continue because I don't blame you if you don't want to continue because it does take a lot of time and investment. And knowing you want to move on to other games that are coming out, so that's up to you. So
We'll see.
I would say yeah.
Oh, and
Continue
also
it
to
some
shout
more.
out to Final Fantasy Tactics is out in 5 days, so very
Yeah.
excited for that.
I was gonna say I gotta correct myself because I think last week I said it was out this week, and then I realized it's not out this week. It's next week. I'm like, ah,
Next Tuesday, I think, isn't it?
yeah, next Tuesday, a Tuesday
Next
game.
Tuesday.
That's very rare. There hasn't been Tuesday games in a long time. There used to be what
Yeah, usually it's
PS3
Thursday or
era.
Friday.
Yeah, PS3 era was always Thursdays or
True.
Tuesdays. I mean,
I might pick up Silent Hill after for Japan because I do go to Japan within 2 weeks, like on October 6th specifically. And it'd be
nice.
fun to play. It would be fun to play
So
Silent Hill
jealous.
F and all
I know.
Japanese and everything just to prep myself and
I already
stuff. I
told
don't
you, you
know.
gotta
you
get
going
me
for?
some Dragon Quest stuff, man. You gotta bring back
Oh,
something.
that'd be easy to find. I know that.
Mega Man for me. Mega Man for me.
Oh, you mean Rockman?
Yeah, Rockman.
Rockman.
How
Oh,
long are you
man.
going for?
2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. Gotta get me some Dragon Quest stuff. That's the only place to get some good Dragon Quest merch is in Japan.
So you say Dragon Quest merch from which game?
5.
5 preferred, yeah. But I mean, honestly, any game except for 6.
Oh, you don't like 6? You hate 6?
I just never played it. Like,
Was 6 the
okay,
DS
okay.
one?
6 was on DS. It was originally on Super Nintendo.
Okay. What was the DS exclusive one?
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah, 9 had a you created your own character. 9 was pretty good. I like 9.
My worries is that I'm probably going to see a lot of merch for Dragon Quest 11, 1, 2, and 3, but I'm hoping I will see one for 5. I hope so.
Maybe
Well,
they'll have
I'll
some
be
pop-up
surprised
shops.
because 5 is worldwide is loved, which is why they did the movie based off of 5, even though it's not like that's not exactly how the story of 5 went, but the movie's based off of 5 because it is the number one that's being used. Yuji Horii also had it in an interview. He says that everybody all over the world asked for a 5 remake, and he just laughed about it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet. But then again, I think he won't. I think he wants to take his time with it. He wants to make sure it's still.
I'll tell you what. Day one, if 5 remake was announced, I would probably buy it on all platforms because it's that
That'd
good.
be a quadruple dip for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game is worth it.
I believe those words. I believe
it too.
100%.
Yeah.
And a Breath of Fire collection, you'd be all over.
And a Breath of Fire, yes, that would be amazing. I honestly, Breath of Fire 4 remade in beautiful cell shaded graphics. That would be a day one buy as well. Another one. Those are 2 games that oh man, such good games. Really makes me cry to think of how sad things are nowadays.
for me, rapid fire of the two games
Hmm.
I played. I picked up Hollow Knight like last week or something like that because I mean, Silk Song came out, people were hyping about it, so I'm like, you know what? Let me
Nice.
play Hollow Knight, see how it is. Fun game so far. I'm loving it. Runs really well on the
Hmm.
Steam Deck at 2K, so I have no complaints for that. And then because I mean I think I've mentioned this before, but because of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I'm finally actually giving Cyberpunk 2077 another try again, and surprisingly enough, with this try, I'm actually enjoying the game now because I'm like actually looking through like the skill tree and everything and how you can build out your character and everything and stuff. So I'm still a bit I'm still like a bit upset about the game, mainly because of what was promised by City Project Red, especially like on the decisions that you make and everything. But I'm trying to like put it on the past and like look at the game what it is now and
Hmm.
everything and stuff. So, and you know, yeah, the game is definitely fun. I think the first two things I did after I completed Edge Runners is completed the two built-in DLC quest that they did. There was one for, well, I won't call this a quest, but you can find Rebecca's shotgun somewhere near Arasaka. I ain't gonna explain why that's there. And then the second one is Jesus. And the second one was you getting the main protagonist jacket or David's jacket and stuff.
Hmm.
And that in of itself was kind of cool-ish. I wish that there was more into the quest because it was like a fairly easy quest to do, but I wish there was more to it. But yeah, that was fun. So after that, I literally slapped the jacket onto my main character. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing a jacket. So, but yeah, so that's the games I've been playing so far, and then I'm trying to hopefully go back to Expedition 33 because literally all my characters are level 80, and I need to
Got
get
to
all
finish
this
it.
shit. Yeah, I need to get all the stuff I need to. The goal is right now at this point because I even told to my manager this that I need to complete this game before I go to Japan. That's my goal. That's my main goal right now. So, but yeah, so that's it for me.
Nice. Yeah, for me, like I mentioned earlier, Persona 3 Reload, I was testing out the Switch 2 version just to see how it runs. Looks great. Definitely higher resolution. I wish I can tell exactly what resolution it's running at in dock mode. I definitely don't know. But it looks better in the Steam Deck version, I'll tell you that. But it's locked to 30 FPS, which like semi bothers me, but not really because it's a turn-based game. You don't really need that higher FPS. But I would like a 60 FPS version just because I got so used to running at higher frame rates, especially with the Steam Deck and ROG Ally X, that being locked to 30 bothers me to an extent. Like, it bothers me, but doesn't bother me, if that makes sense. Because, like, it bothers me that it's running at 30 when I know for sure the Switch 2 can pull out higher. It's just locked to 30 for whatever reason.
I tried it up myself. It
Mhm,
was I
mhm.
because it was mainly because of the frame rate. I couldn't get past the frame rate for me. The thing I think what they did, which was a mistake, was enabled ray trace reflections on it because
They
in that
did for
game,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, which I'm like, cool, but it's not really necessary in that
Yeah.
game. So I feel like if they actually turn that off, then we should be able to have like a 1080 60 at best,
Yeah.
right? So, but yeah,
Well, that was the game when it first came out. Remember, ray tracing reflections was on there. You couldn't even shut it off. They had to add that in. They had to patch that in and allow you to shut that off. Because Steam Deck issues were that, where if you played it on the Steam Deck, it ran really bad in the beginning because of all the ray trace reflections that were being shown there. But
yeah.
then, of course, they patched it in so you can shut it off. But yeah, I agree. Like, it definitely has the ray trace reflections turned on there, and there's no way to shut it off. But it would be cool if they give you the option to at least shut it off so you can do a
Yeah,
higher frame
yeah,
rate.
yeah. Have like a performance or quality mode. I'm surprised
Yeah,
they never had that option to begin with.
yeah.
So
I mean, I would sacrifice ray tracing just to have a higher frame rate any day. I don't
yeah,
really need
yeah,
ray tracing.
yeah, 100%.
Huh. But it's cool. Like I've debated on picking it up on Switch too. Um, maybe not. We'll see. Because like I got two. I'm trying to think. Had the last thing I remember doing on the Steam Deck was I recruited the girl who becomes like the operator, and then you
Oh,
get
Fuka,
yes, I that was the last thing
Fu-
I did. I recruited her,
Fuka Yamagishi.
and I don't remember where I was at after that. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it when it comes to that because I do want to finish the game, and we'll see if I just continue it on my Steam Deck or pick it up on the Switch 2. I kind of want to pick it up just to support games like this on the Switch 2, but we'll see. Um, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've been playing that as well. Oh man, like I was trying to see, maybe I was too harsh on thinking I like Three Houses, but after playing it more and more, Engage is just so much better for me. The maps are more fun. What I don't like in Three Houses, it takes like, so if you look at my playtime for Three Houses, and I don't think the Nintendo Switch like activity tracker or whatever doesn't show you the correct time. I have like 200 hours in Three Houses. I guarantee you, probably maybe 70% of that is me running through the freaking school to talk to everybody, to do every little thing, activity that I have to do before you get to the weekend where you can actually choose to either continue exploring the school or do like a battle. And I'm like, I don't care about this stuff. I just want to go straight to the next match, play the next map, beat it, move on. And I think that's a huge turnoff for me for Three Houses. Is when it first came out, it was interesting, but then to play all three houses, especially since the first half of each house is the same thing over and over again, and the second half is where you have all different like scenarios, that's very annoying. So, am I gonna finish Three Houses this playthrough? Probably not. I kind of want to, but I might not, honestly, when it comes to that. But anyways, yeah, that's Three Houses. And then last but not least, I was playing Klonoa, the one that came out yesterday on the GBA. Really liked it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Very easy, but it's still fun nonetheless. And when I play games, especially on Nintendo Switch Online, and I've never played it before, I try to do like a time travel, bring me back to the days of the GBA where this was on a small screen and how my life could have been playing this game. And I'm kind of sad that I missed out on that game, but pretty cool.
Yeah, it's okay. I remember it was a puzzle. It's more of a puzzler game than a platformer from what
It
I can
is.
recall. Because like
Yeah.
Klonoa 1 and 2 are definitely just platform games with like very minimal puzzle elements, and the Game Boy Advance games are very puzzle.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's a lot of moving blocks away, figuring out how to jump. You have to like, move a block somewhere, grab an enemy to be able to double jump and stuff like that. So it is a lot of that going on. I think that's probably why I like it because I do like myself puzzle games. But I agree, like the ones Klonoa 1, at least that was the one that I played. That one is definitely just straight up platforming. PS1 platforming goodness. So really enjoy it. But yeah, that's really all I've been playing when it comes to that stuff. There's probably something else that I played that I can't really remember, but oh yeah, Dragon Quest 3. I've been replaying Dragon Quest 3 on Nintendo Switch 2 as well. I was hoping to beat it before Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D comes out. That's not gonna happen. It's too long.
When's it coming out again?
That comes out October 30th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, sweet. By the time I come back, I can pick up the game. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 and 2, man, they just released a trailer where they added up and they're showing all the new stuff. They added a lot of new things, a lot of new
Oh,
story
really?
elements to it too, which is kind of cool. So the stuff that they added got me hyped. They added more tie-ins to show you the tie-in of each game to show you
Oh,
they're on the
really?
same timeline and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
That's actually cool. I'm actually looking forward to that. I mean, you already know me by now. I already played 1, 2, and 3 already, so
Yeah.
it would be quite interesting to revisit those two games to
Mhm.
see like what else they add in there. So
Yeah, that's true. You've played 1 and 2. I think I was gonna tell you that because 2 they added a bunch of new stuff as well. 1 as well, because 1 was a one-on-one game. It was 1v1 for everything. So you get into a random
oh yeah,
encounter.
yeah.
It was one enemy and you, and then you're just taking turns attacking. Now it's 1 versus however many spawn. So it could be 1 versus 3, 1 versus 2, whatever the case might be. But to make up for it in Dragon Quest 1, because you're only on your own, they added these new abilities. And there's like these new power-ups and new sigils that you can attach, and you get different like boosts. So you can have, let's say you can do sizzle, but if you have a certain sigil, then sizzle will turn into like a different form of sizzle and do like a lot more damage or more AoE damage and so forth. So some cool stuff that they
Makes
added.
sense. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
I'm excited to try it out because it almost feels like it's almost a brand new game. It's more of a remake than a remaster, right? So I guess technically it's a
Okay.
remake with HD 2D, but yeah, you
Yeah.
get what I'm talking about. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this state of play. And before we do a deep dive on state of play, I gotta mention this because they showed this off in the state of play, and it's pretty cool. And Brian has mentioned multiple times that this might have convinced him to get the game, but they showed off Mega Man and Proto Man coming to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And I'm seeing reviews, I'm seeing a lot of talk. on Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And I agree with Bryant. Like, this could be a push for me to get it because I love Mega Man. I love Proto Man. It's missing bass. They should have definitely added bass, but I'll let that slide. But I just don't see it, man. Like, after us playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, I'm wondering, do we just have bad taste in games, or is everybody else out there crazy? Because I think these Sonic Racing Cross Worlds fans are crazy when they're saying this is way better than Mario Kart World. This is like the best thing ever. These reviews being 9s and 10s. I'm like, man, like either we're at the part where they give everybody a trophy and everybody gets the 9s and 10s, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just hate games.
I have some comments. So for one thing for sure, I'm pretty much the only person within the group that has not played Sonic Cross Worlds just yet, right? But the big, I don't think it's just Sonic Cross World fans saying that it's like one of the best games ever. There's even people that used to love Mario Kart World now flocking over to Sonic Cross Worlds because there's like so much more stuff that they did better on compared to Mario Kart World in general, and it's quite interesting too because like now Nintendo's now releasing these nice quality of life updates to the game where you can actually join your friend while they're doing knockout tour, along with actually putting like stuff on the free roam map on what you collected and everything to make it more easy for you and stuff. So like I kind of find it funny when they released a patch like about a week or wait, when Sonic Cross was coming out again?
Today.
Came out today.
Oh, okay, that's even more funny. So like they practically released this patch like 1 or 2 days before the game was even coming out anyway. So I find that funny, So, but it's just I feel like this is just a new breath of not a new breath of fresh air. It's more like this is a game is a bit more different, and it does a decent job on being different from Mario Kart and stuff. So. And if it's something to where you don't like this type of style of kart racing, then yeah, makes sense to me. I haven't even tried the game myself yet. I really need to try to like borrow a friend's copy or something like that and try it out myself. I wish to try the beta, but I don't know.
Yeah, Ash, you were supposed to try the beta. I think
I know.
me and Bryant remember you were supposed to be there.
Yeah, bro, I slept through, man. Just like Fan right now, I slept through, man. Come on.
It's really interesting because there are a couple of reviews that I've seen that kind of are more in our ballpark. Like I saw one that was like a 3 and another one that was like a 6 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5, and that's kind of where I put the marker on from what we played. Like maybe in the full game with all the characters, all the courses, and everything, maybe it makes it a little better. But I just didn't find the kart racing really fun. It just felt very shallow. It felt like the game was meant for, I don't want to say it was meant for kids because I mean Mario Kart you could say is meant for kids, but it's like, oh, we're gonna go to the new world and it's a whole new shiny thing, and it's just it just feels like they're looking for a gimmick to make the game seem better than what it was. And I mean Mario Kart I guess you could say has the gimmick that it's like the open world, but that to play that is just so much more rewarding and fulfilling than playing Cross Worlds was for me. And I'm probably gonna buy it just because I need to have some Mega Man representation in my life in 2025, because like the last thing, I mean, we're getting that Mega Man Star Force game next year. And then you had the Mega Man Zero collection. You had all these collections, and the only thing that's left now. You did that tweet I think I saw where you said everything that's missing right now.
Yeah,
and you could do like a Legends collection and put Legends 2, and Trombone together. You could do the Game Boy collections, maybe do 1 through 5, put Mega Man and Bass in there. Like you could, and Mega Man Soccer, throw that in there, like a weird collection. But for the most part, like all of the Mega Man games are represented. Now it's time to get some new stuff out there. Like I'm not pining for anything. Like would it be cool to have a Legends collection? Sure. Would it be cool to have Mega Man Soccer? Sure. Even though it's not a great game, it would be cool to have it. So it's like, okay, you have all the collections out now. Let's get it out there. Like people love Mega Man, and so this and the cool thing is too is it's not like they just have Mega Man in there and he's on like a motorcycle. Like no, it's Rush. He's inside of Rush as like a car, and then you have Proto Man who's on a surfboard, or not a surfboard, like a hoverboard or whatever. which I think would have been cool if like they would have had him on his shield. Like if his shield was like
Yeah.
a hoverboard, that would have been really cool. But it's not, as far as I could tell in that trailer. The music's awesome. It was a Dr. Wily Castle
Mhm.
stage with like all the accoutrements of Mega Man 2 and 3 and stuff like that. And it was just so awesome. And it's just, I wish it was in a better game than this. Like I wish, like just imagine if this was in Mario Kart World. Like it would make no sense. But just imagine if they did a version of this of Mario Kart World where Mega Man was in there in that racing, and I don't know, that would have been amazing. But yeah, I'm with you, James. I'm gonna wait for this thing to go on sale, for 30, 25, $30 off. Then I'll probably pick it up. But for now, nah, I can't do it.
I have some comments a little bit. So, oh, not comments, more like some other thoughts I have about the game. So, what initially drew me to Crossworlds was the air gear stuff from Sonic Riders. I feel like Sonic Riders was a way better racing game than any of like the Sonic car racing ones and stuff. Like Sonic Transformers, the new one just came out, this and that, because the game itself was extremely unique with its own art style, fun story, and it had unique mechanics to it where you wouldn't get that from other racing games and stuff. And they even went even more crazy with Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, and with the whole gravity mechanic, because like they were essentially doing some new stuff with that. They were trying to make it more extreme. No pun intended. And when Free Riders came out on the Kinect, God dang it. Like it was just a huge flop, man. And then like from that point, Sega didn't want to like try another go at Sonic Riders again because of Free Riders. I'm like, bro, you can't be basing the popularity based off of a freaking failed Kinect game, But it's just when I saw that they're going to like implement air gear or crap, extreme gear or whatever into Crossworlds, when I saw it, it didn't feel the same like it was with Sonic Riders. Like it didn't feel 1-to-1 per se, right? And then the second thought I have is like, man, I wonder what Capcom's doing, bro, because they're releasing the Star Force collection next year. They're already doing a collaboration with Sega to put Mega Man and Proto Man into this game. They must be trying to release some sort of new Mega Man game or something. Like
I hope.
Like at this point, they have to like announce something, like Mega Man, like release a new Mega Man X game or something, bro, because you're releasing this collection here, put him into this game. At this point, bro, he's getting more representation in other games rather than in his own game. So I wonder what Capcom's doing. They gotta like announce something. Like at least at the Tokyo Game Show or at the Game Awards or something like that. Because at this point, I'm just like, bro, I don't know what they're trying to figure out with Mega Man at this point, So it's interesting.
No, I mean the Mega Man stuff is the positive side when it comes to Sonic Racing Crossroads. For me, the racing itself just didn't feel that great. Like it felt like there was no weight to the carts.
Right.
While
That's how I
you're
felt too.
Yeah, it's like you're floating on everything. And going back to something like Diddy Kong's Racing, right? I played it a while back on the Retro Pocket, and it's just like it's trying to do what Diddy Kong Racing did, right? You have the boat, you have the airplane, you have the cart. In this case, you have the same thing. There's flying sections, there's the water sections as well. It's just not doing it as good as even Diddy Kong Racing. I just don't see it, man. Like the Mario Kart World, what it has that weight to each cart. So when you're driving, it
Correct.
feels like you're on the ground. In this case, it doesn't, and yeah, we joked around, why does Sonic need a car? He's supposed to be faster than a car. He can outrun it.
It's his
But,
handicap.
yeah, exactly. But it just, I don't know. I'm with Bryant where I would wait for a sale to get it. Because even if it has Mega Man, I just don't think it's worth it right now for me.
Like I feel like even from like the game trailer, like all the gaming footage I saw, it felt like the game had no physics whatsoever compared to Mario Kart World, So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing, right? Because Mario Kart World does have some really good physics. And yes, Nintendo updated it where finally what we were trying to do is last time we complained about it in our group streams where why we couldn't enter Knockout Tour and you guys just couldn't join in so we could play with all player characters. They finally added that in as a patch, and I do hope over time Mario Kart World just gets even better because it has a great foundation. I think we had a lot of fun playing it. It just needs a little bit more because there were some things that they did backwards compared to Mario Kart 8, for example. So, but yeah, I don't think it's there. I think Sonic Racing Cross World fans, I think you guys are crazy. I think it's not me, it's
Don't
you.
be calling out Sonic now. Have you seen his Twitter? He'll come after you, man.
Yeah, right. He will. Right. They already got commercials and everything trying to talk about Mario Kart. No, man. No, I'm not seeing it. Even Crash Team Racing is a better game, in my opinion. At least has greater physics.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start talking about the state of play. I'm gonna just try to highlight some things here. Battlefield 6, they showed off a campaign trailer. I always like campaigns in these games, just because it's kind of funny. Like I like a lot of like military style movies. I just feel like you don't see them as often as you used to. I'm watching right now. What's it called? Terminal List Dark Wolf, which is really cool, and it had me thinking, man, like I really would like another Splinter Cell game, but who knows when that'll come back. But Battlefield 6 has a pretty cool campaign. I really think that's pretty awesome. Of course, nobody's gonna really be buying the game for the campaign, but it's kind of cool that they still have a campaign. Chrono Script, The Endless End, which is an interesting game. Do you guys remember that game?
Yeah, is that the Castlevania looking one?
It's like a Metroidvania, but it's like
Yeah.
it has an interesting art style in the back.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a marionette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
like they're in a book or something like that, or in a painting or something like that, right?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Looks pretty
yeah.
cool. It's made by
It
Shueisha
does.
Games, which is interesting. Yeah.
What's Shueisha Games?
So if it's the same Shueisha that I'm thinking of, that's the company that owns um Dragon Ball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's correct.
So
Oh.
if it's the same company, it could be
I think, I
different.
think I think Shueisha owns Shonen Jump. I think, if anything,
Yeah. So
or they're just unique to Dragon Ball. I'm not too sure, but it's one of those two.
it might be all
I
of
don't know.
Shonen, yeah, but I know they for
Yeah.
sure own they have like the rights to Dragon Ball there, and
Oh,
I'm assuming this is their game division, so that's interesting.
yeah.
Because I've only ever heard them in the anime world. Code Vein 2, probably not gonna get it, even though I did enjoy Code Vein 1. I probably just won't play Code Vein 2, honestly. What about you, Ash? I know you liked Code Vein 1.
So, yeah, I like Code Vein 1. When I saw the new footage for Code Vein 2,
Mhm.
I don't know what it was. I feel like the graphics never changed at all. I f I feel like we made, like, a slight bump in graphics, like, because like, I'm not really a person that, like, looks into graphics too much, but, like, having go Code Vein 2 on, like, on newer hardware where you expect them to, up the ante a little bit on those graphics a bit,
Mhm.
especially for a more dark and gritty story like in the Code Vein universe, so I was kinda thrown off of that with that a little bit, hoping I mean, they're probably not gonna update those graphics at all, but yeah, I mean, I'm still going to look into it and see, like what they
Mhm.
got. It seems like with Code Vein 2 is going to be a lot more energetic per se. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to like describe it because in Code Vein it was a lot more depressing. With this is a lot more open, a lot more hyper per se.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look at people playing the game and go from there. I guess so.
Yeah. For me, I think it's a pass. But we'll see. Maybe if I change my mind. I doubt it though. Crimson
I never played
Desert.
the original.
You ever played the original? It's pretty cool. It was neat. I think it was
Is it anime Dark Souls kinda?
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
pretty much.
much.
Yeah.
I think I played it either on PlayStation Plus or Game Pass. Maybe it was Game Pass, whichever one it was on first. I played it on there and I enjoyed it. The time that I had with it was pretty cool. Crimson Desert has a release date now of March 19th. I'll believe it when I see it because that game has been delayed multiple times and I'll just believe it when I see it. Yeah. And
I mean, I didn't really care for that game
Mhm.
mainly because I know that's going to be like an MMO like Black Desert anyway. It looks
No, it's
nice,
single
looks
player.
cool. Oh, is actually a single player
It's a
game where
single
you
player
don't have
game.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I keep like mixing that with Black Desert, thinking it's gonna be like another MMO sequel or
Well,
something like that. Okay,
it's takes place in the Black Desert universe. That's why, and it's made by
makes
Pearl
sense. Yeah,
Abyss, but it's set in that
yeah.
universe. But it is a single player game, like
Oh,
exclusively single
cool,
player.
cool, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see if it comes out. Again, if it comes out, I might pick it up because it looks cool. Like it looks nice, but we'll wait and see. Deus Ex Remastered. They announced that. That's kind of cool. Comes out February 5th. Anybody here gonna pick
I've
that up?
never played Deus Ex,
Me
so I
neither.
mean, maybe one
Um,
day. It is very heralded, but I don't have any provenance with the game.
I know
Yeah.
some friends that played that swear by DSX, and I asked them about this, and
It's
they
ahead of
told
its
me,
time for sure.
yeah, they told me that this is like one of the worst remasters they ever seen for a game, apparently, because like the way it kind of reminded me of the GTA remaster collection or something like that, where like they didn't do the models justice and stuff. It felt like they made like a complete overhaul on the designs and everything.
hmm
So they're advising me to just stick to the original, play that first and stuff, and see how you like it and everything. So I'm like, okay,
It
I'm fine
doesn't
with
look
that.
great.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. Interesting. That's all I gotta say. Interesting.
Yeah, that's all that's worth being said, probably.
Yeah. God of War 20th Anniversary Controller. Once again,
Oh my god.
interesting.
You know what? It's the God. What is it? The 20th anniversary, I
20th
think, right?
Anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Everybody is all talking about God of War 20th anniversary, but what they're really talking about is we want a new God of War controller. We want a new DualSense. We don't want the games. We don't want 1 and 2 and the PSP games available on PS5 or whatever. No, we don't want that. We want a controller. Bring that controller up, baby.
I don't know why
Um,
they haven't remastered those games yet. I'm like
That's
surprised.
what I'm saying. They're great games, and
That's
they're locked to the
that's easy money.
PS3.
Yeah, it's easy
mhm,
Yeah,
money.
I
Like,
mean,
come on.
I think you can play them on PS Now, but nobody wants to play them on PS Now.
mhm.
Just bring them as modern ports. Like if that would have been like an announcement with the controller, that would have been a amazing announcement. People have been losing their minds over being able to play 1 and 2 again because those are great games. But just the controller, it's a white controller with like a red stripe on the right side. It's like, okay, bro, like fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's kind of lazy. I know some people are going to say, but a remaster it requires money and time. Like, yeah, no crap, but they're going to make money back on those remasters. We all know that.
Right, right.
Come on.
I'd buy them.
Yeah, I would buy them too. Like, come on, just make. I mean, they probably got them on deck somewhere, but they got to release them. You know, like, come on, just do something with them.
GT7, Gran Turismo 7 is getting an update. This was interesting because when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute, what? This game sold how much? But then I realized it's the whole series that sold this. It says the series has sold 100 million units. I thought at first it said the game sold 100 million units. I was like, why is nobody talking about this? Because I've never heard of one game selling 100 million units. But it's this combined series of Gran Turismo. It's funny, every time I see something Gran Turismo, I want to buy it, but it's more nostalgia because like my dad used to play it a lot, and I played a lot of Gran Turismo too. Uh, and that's really the only reason I would buy it. It's just to play it out of nostalgia, because it'll make me feel like I'm playing a game where like I don't know, it's just that feeling of my dad played it, so I played it. Like, I played Rage Racer, and I'm not the biggest fan of Rage Racer. I'm not the biggest fan of racing games outside of like Mario Kart and stuff. But I play those games because it's that nostalgia of like, oh, I remember I used to play this with my dad, so I'll play it over and have some fun with that. But anyways, big update coming, adding like F1 circuits, 8 new vehicles, stuff like that. So kind of cool. No PC version though. I thought they were gonna announce officially a PC version, but no PC version yet. Not yet. Soon. Halloween coming out October 31st. Not the holiday. Halloween the
No,
game.
that was coming out 2026.
What was? Oh, I'm
Halloween's coming out
sorry.
2026.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sorry. It
which
is September 8th, 2026. I lie.
that,
Sorry.
that
I
was a
can't believe
weird.
that.
That was a weird segment. Why would they release a? Why would they talk about a Halloween game? Because we were expecting this game to release this year in
This
October.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, nah, 2026. I'm like, brother, you
Will we
spent
even be
you
around in
wasted
2026?
like we wasted
Good
5 to
question.
10 minutes on this game for you to tell us this game is coming out next year. I'm like, bro, the literal title is Halloween and it's not releasing next month. Like, come on. I don't know, man. That was a big that annoyed me. That's basically what it is. Is whatever.
Let's see. Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming to PS5 finally, December 8th. that's kind of cool, and it is going to support PSVR too. So now you don't need an Xbox or a PC to play a flight simulator game with VR as well, which is nice. Neo 3 got a release date of February 6th, 2026. Looks good. I enjoyed the trailer. I'm not sure how you guys feel about the trailer, but I enjoyed it. I'm excited for it.
I kind of missed that trailer, so I'll probably need to rewatch it again.
PlayStation Plus games were announced: Alan Wake 2, Cocoon, and Goat Simulator 3. Of those 3 games, I've only played one of them. Can you guys guess which one?
Goat Simulator, baby.
Yeah, that's actually the only one I played.
Oh, really? I was joking.
No, my kids love Goat Simulator, and I would play with them because it's multiplayer, and they just had a blast. One of them was I think it was 3 that has. Oh yeah, Goat Simulator 3, because there is no 2, it's 3. There's like a giant tornado you can spawn, and we spawned the tornado, and my youngest kid just goes crazy over that because he's obsessed with tornadoes, for whatever reason. But yeah, I played Goat Simulator 3 with them.
Nice.
Fun game. They also announced some PS originals. Tekken 3, very good Tekken game. Love
Which
it.
we need to stop for a second about Tekken 3. I cannot believe it's taken them this long to get Tekken available on current hardware. It is because like 2, I feel like 1 and 2 have been around forever, but I
Mhm.
mean they could have ported, they could have done it a million times over. I think Tekken 3 came out in 98, I want to
Yeah.
say.
Mhm.
And I just can't believe it took them this long to bring it to like a hardware where you can play it, because it's such a great game. Like that was my first Tekken game, was Tekken 3 when I got my PlayStation when I was like 12 or
Mhm.
13, I want to say. And I played so many hours in Tekken 3 playing as Yoshimitsu, and there was Tekken Bowl, and it was very ahead of its time as far as how fast it was, and just it was really fun. And I
Mhm.
just, when I saw Tekken 3 got announced at the State of Play, I just couldn't believe that it was finally happening. What
Hey,
the hell took them so long?
that's why emulation exists.
Yeah,
So that way we don't have to wait for anybody to put something on official hardware. Finally, that's
right.
the whole point of it. But I'm excited for it. I think that's the first time we ever seen Jun Kazuma in the Tekken universe, Tekken 3 and stuff. So, and when I first
You
started playing
said
it, I had
June
to
or
like
Jin?
Jun
No,
Jun
June was
Kazuma.
in Tekken 2, and I in Tekken 1.
I'm pretty sure she came through with in Tekken 3, I believe.
Jin was in Tekken 3. That was his first game. But yeah, June was in 1 and 2.
We're gonna start debating Tekken lore in here. I don't
Oh,
know what to tell you
I know this for
guys.
a fact, because Tekken 2 was
Okay.
my first Tekken game, and you definitely play as June in there. Because that's the game, if you go into the lore, that's the game where she dies. So
Well, dies.
yeah. Oh yeah,
All I know
because
is it
she's
involves a
back.
volcano.
No, at this point, I think at this point, nobody dies in the game.
Yeah, but no, June was in Tekken 1 and 2. Tekken 3 did not have June. And Jin, that was his debut title, and Hwarong, and what's her name? The girl that's always with Jin, because they're the 3 people they're the 3 like friends there. I forgot what her name is.
Oh, then that's the play. That's the thing. It was properly 2. Then makes sense. She did made a cameo in 3 though.
Yeah, I think it was like unlockable or something like that in 3 if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
and for me growing up, I had a mini crush on her because I don't know, she was just like hella elegant. And then when I saw her returning in Tekken 8, I'm like, yes, I can finally play Tekken again. Let's freaking go. And I still main her whenever I come back to the game. So it's great.
Well, she was I remember her story, her ending was the one that got me, because I beat every character's story in Tekken 2, and I remember going to her. I left her for last, and then you find out like her has the most impact in terms of story. I was like, oh man, this is kind of messed up. But yeah, good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider Anniversary is also coming. That is the remake of Tomb
Nice.
Raider 1 for PS2. And then the game, the best game to be announced here, the game that everybody who's listening to this podcast should play when it becomes available, Soul Calibur 3. Soul Calibur 3 has the most amazing single player campaign in any fighting game out there. It is the best single player campaign. and
Really?
it is super fun, super fun. Basic, and I mentioned this plenty of times on the podcast, so I'll mention it again because we have actually a lot of viewers. Shout out to all the viewers out there. We have about 30 total viewers that
Oh,
are
I guess.
watching that. So huge shout out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But the single player campaign is you create your character, right? And then you go through the story mode. And the way the story is, it's not really like RTS like, but it's semi RTS like. Like you have like these little paths you can have your characters go through. And your characters can be one of three different like movement types. And then it can be one of, I don't know, like 10 classes, or there might be more classes out there, but there could be one of many classes. And basically you move your characters around. They go ahead and attack these fortresses. It's all real time. So like they're attacking the fortresses lose health, the enemy's moving at the same time. When you meet another enemy, or if you break down a fortress, you can choose to fight the enemy or just let it play out on its own. And of course you want to choose to fight. Once you choose to fight, it's just a normal Soul Calibur fight, which is pretty cool. But the story is pretty unique. It's pretty interesting. And then what they do is they have these Soul Calibur characters there, but they're like mini bosses. So they will be in different parts of the map, but they'll be level 60 while you're level like 2. And that means that they have a lot more health, a lot more defense, a lot more attack, and so forth, because you do have stats in this game. And if you try to fight them, just like a normal Soul Calibur fight, you'll get demolished. Like one hit and you're pretty much dead. So you really have to like dodge and block as many times as possible. Anyways, the campaign is amazing. I highly recommend it. The infamous bug that a lot of people had when this game came out is there was a bug, and I finally found out what the bug was because I mentioned this, that when I played it on PS2, my save data got corrupted and I never got to finish the story. And what would happen is anytime I try to save data for that game, it would just get corrupted instantly. And then the next time I would play it, it will say I have to delete the data to go ahead and try to replay Soul Calibur. Go to find out that if you delete any information off your memory card, that means any information whatsoever, it corrupts the whole game data. And for whatever reason, Soul
Wow.
Calibur 3 will not save ever again. And you're kind of like SOL. Unless you get a different memory card. So hopefully this bug is not in there. I doubt it, but
I
if
like
if
that too.
if that bug is in there, it'd be kind of cool for a the experience, right? Not really, but yeah, highly recommend Soul Calibur 3. Definitely play it. Really cool. The first game that you get to play as Siegfried, where he's not Nightmare. So yeah. Moving on. PlayStation also announced some new hardware. Hardware that I'm actually disappointed
Oh
in.
yeah.
They announced the
Why?
PlayStation Pulse Elevate wireless speakers. Main reason is because it seems that you have to use the PlayStation Link wireless technology.
Yeah.
Or Bluetooth maybe? Like I don't know. Like let me actually go ahead and look at that because they mentioned Bluetooth with your phone, but that doesn't mean anything, I guess. And I was hoping because I want speakers for my setup here. Speakers that would also play from my PS5, which is like cool. PlayStation Link, PS5, awesome. I could do that there. But then I also want to be able to use it for my Switch 2 and my PC. PlayStation Link does allow the little adapter allows you to play it on PS5 because I have an older PS5 and PC by plugging in the adapter, but it won't work on the Switch or Switch 2 rather. So I was hoping maybe with if it was Bluetooth, I can do that, but it doesn't really say because it says you can use your PlayStation Portal remote player or smartphone. But I mean, it's just not saying. So now I'm kind of interested in figuring this out and see how it works because it doesn't really say. Let me see, built for both. Desktop gaming and portability. Oh yeah, it's also portable, which is kind of cool. It's literally a wireless speaker as well.
What I find interesting about it, and I was listening to Sacred Symbols, and
Hmm.
they made a good point about this that I definitely agree with. Is I like that Sony is still experimenting with hardware.
Yeah.
Microsoft really isn't doing that so much. I mean, they have that adaptive controller thing, but that's pretty much the extent of it from what I can
Hmm.
tell. I mean, they have that Elite Series 2, and that's like what 5 years old at this point,
Yeah.
probably give or take, as far as like that design. That needs to be updated. They're just not really swinging at hardware anymore. But you have Sony that did, the dual, the PlayStation Portal. They have their wireless earbuds. They have their newer headset. They have these speakers that are coming out. They have their own adaptive controller. They have the DualSense Edge. They have like this proprietary link thing for the sound and stuff. So then you have these speakers. Like they just are coming out with this stuff that I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool that they continue to try to bring new hardware and to expand the brand and to make people get more into the ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're in that PlayStation ecosystem or you love just PlayStation in general, then this is definitely the device for you. It does
Yeah.
say it is Bluetooth compatible, and it says for smartphone and mobile devices. So it should work on Switch too, then technically. So I should be able to use that. I'm gonna test it out and see how that goes. I would prefer a wired connection, but it really doesn't say.
Next year, right?
Yeah, it is next year. I'm gonna try it because I wonder if that link adapter will still work with the Switch too. I'm gonna test
I
it out.
want to I want to try it too because like I have a keen interest into some new PC speakers. I mean
Hmm.
the ones I have work great, but those right there would be like a nice upgrade for me to use. So I mean I'm curious about them too.
Yeah, and it has
So
I'm
a
pretty
built-in
sure.
microphone too in there, which is pretty cool. And it uses AI for noise cancellation or noise reduction in the background, which is kind
oh
of
that's
cool
awesome.
as well.
I'm pretty sure that the link though isn't USB-C. It's just USB-A, so you wouldn't be able to hook that up to a Switch unless
Here it
there's an
says
adapter situation.
PlayStation Link USB adapter that's compatible with USB-C ports.
Yeah, so you need to get an adapter.
Yeah, go USB A to USB C, so you should be good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean they probably have something out there. Or I can plug it into the top of the Switch too. And there's a USB-C port on top.
Right, but I think the link is USB-A though.
Oh no, here it's saying USB-C. It says Pulse Elevate wireless
Oh,
speakers will feature a PlayStation Link USB adapter that is compatible with USB-C ports.
okay.
So maybe it has
Oh,
a
I see what
USB-C
you
to
mean.
A adapter,
Maybe they
maybe.
changed it or something.
Yeah, which is good. So
Yeah, so it comes with it, which is nice. So you don't have to buy the adapter separately. At least that's the way I'm reading this. I could be wrong though.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, no, they have a photo here. It is USB-C.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Like, I think I might pick that up. It's 2026, available in midnight black and white, and no
How much? $200 you
pricing.
think? No pricing. What would you guess? 200?
I would say 200 minimum, honestly.
Yeah.
minimum, damn,
Yeah, I
bro,
think 200 minimum.
Yeah,
minimum.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
bet more
so
around 249 maybe.
Okay, so what about the Logitech speakers? You guys remember those?
Hmm.
Those are ones that light up and stuff, and then if
Yeah.
you hook it up correctly, it can actually display the lights depending on
Hmm.
your desktop, whatever. Those were $200, but then again, those speakers are kind of old at this point. So I
Yeah.
mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know, man.
there's a lot of tech in here. It has a built-in
Yeah,
batteries.
that's
You
true.
can
There
use
is a
it
lot of tech. Yeah.
wireless, right? It supports the Tempest audio, so it means that these speakers will give you 3D audio, right? So it's going to be pretty much on par with like Dolby Atmos speakers to an extent, right? I won't say fully on par,
fair.
but you're gonna get that same type of feeling. So for what it is, I think 200 is the bare minimum. And it comes with the wireless charging base. So like the base at the bottom
Oh,
charges the
oh, oh,
speakers too.
oh, damn, shoot,
Yeah,
Jesus.
there's a
Okay,
lot of tech in this when you really look at it.
yeah.
Magnetic drivers are very rare and they are expensive. Sony has done it twice now. They've done it with the Link was it or the earbuds, the Pulse,
Mhm.
right? That's what it's called. The whatever the earbuds are, they've done it with that, and then they've done it with this. And I think they did it with the Pulse Elite as well for
Yeah,
the magnetic driver. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's fully
200
loaded.
minimum.
Yeah.
Um Let's see what else is notable. Ceros, we talked about it before the
Mhm.
podcast, but they did show off Ceros, give out a release date of March 2026. Looks cool from the developers who made I can't think of the name now. It's Housemark. They made
Mark,
Returnal. There we go. I don't know why I
that's
couldn't
Mark.
think of the name.
Oh, the game.
Yeah. Looks cool. We were talking about it. It reminds me a lot of Revenant. I don't know. Like this might be a game that I'll wait for it to jump on PlayStation Plus. I don't know. Can't really say right now. What are you guys feeling about this game?
It's not. I don't know. It's just the thing is, it looks kind of. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on, but at the same time, it looks generic.
Yeah.
because when I'm looking at it, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out like an identity I can attach this to, and so far I can't. You can do that with Returnal, but not with this game.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just like randomly just slap in your face, and you're like, oh, I'm this guy. Oh, I'm running around doing pew pew pew, and like, and I can like catch stuff with my shield and throw it back at them. Like, cool, but I want them to at least release another trailer and go in more depth into like the world, a world and the characters and the designs and stuff, and hopefully we can feel more connected to it. Because when they're like unveiling Returnal, they first showed you like the story and like the build up to the gameplay essentially. But with this, they just like slap a gameplay at you out of nowhere, and you're like, hell's this? So I hope they come out with like another trailer about like, the whole world and within Soros or something like that. I hope.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When the trailer first kicked in at the very beginning, I honestly thought it was a Doom the Dark Ages DLC because that coloring and that art style just looked very Doom the Dark Ages to me. I think it looks great. Personally, I liked the gameplay of Returnal, but I think the thing that kind of got me out of it was I didn't care for the concept of you're somebody that crash lands on a planet because you're supposed to be you're weak, kind of like you're this person that's out of her elements. You crash land on this planet, you have your little pistol, and you're weak, and these elements are all just like trying to kill you. What I kind of like about this game that they're showing now is this guy looks like he's very familiar with this world that he's in, or at least like conceptually, like he goes here, he seems like a soldier or some kind of badass like adventurer guy that's very familiar with like weaponry and the systems that he has, like the shielding. Like he looks confident in what he's doing, and he's trying to infiltrate this place to get something. And I don't know, just that kind of change of vibe I think really might make me like it more, because you feel confident going into these environments, whereas in Returnal you were kind of scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that really changes the overall kind of feel of the game. And I liked the combat in Returnal. It's just I guess I'm not very good at it. I got to like the second or third biome and I just couldn't really get past it. And honestly, the roguelike thing where, if you die, you go all the way back. Like it's really hard for me to get into games like that, as much as I like the gameplay of Returnal. But it's a first party Sony game. Like I'll absolutely give this a shot. I think it looks really interesting. It does look very, like, I remember when I was watching, I was like, okay, this looks exactly like Returnal. Like exactly. I mean, not aesthetically, but just the systems and the movement and the gunplay, like looked very Returnal. So I was a little like, oh, that's kind of interesting that they didn't try to make it a little different. But we'll see. I think it looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not a big roguelike person. Can't think of one roguelike game I really liked. I mean, there's probably one out there that I can't
Breath
think
of
of
Fire
right now.
Dungeon Keeper.
No, I did not like
Is
that.
that
There is a
Fire
Breath
Dungeon Keeper?
of Fire 5. It was called Dragon Quarters, and no, it was not.
Oh, Dragon Quarters. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that one. I think there is one roguelike I like. I just can't think of it as of right now. I'm sure there's one out there that I enjoyed.
What Shifu?
No,
Sifu?
I mean,
Sifu.
do you consider that really a roguelike?
A little bit, because like every time he dies, he gets older and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but you keep your abilities. Like I don't really consider
No,
that
that's
a
fair.
roguelike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know there's one out there. I just can't think of it right now. In the last game
Dead
that we're
Cells?
gonna.
Did you like Dead Cells?
Oh yeah, Dead Cells. There we go. I did
Okay.
like Dead Cells. I enjoyed Dead Cells a lot. It was nice for just quick bursts of playing. And even though I died, I never really got mad about it. And I didn't care that I never beat it. I just enjoyed it. It reminded me
enjoyed
just
playing
of,
it.
yeah, exactly. It was just a fun game overall. Okay, last game that we are going to talk about today, Marvel's Wolverine. Finally, we got to see Wolverine. A little bit of gameplay. I say a little bit because really all we saw was just like some action scenes. We didn't see a lot of like exploration or anything like that. But it looks fun. Like honestly, it looks great. Coming out fall 2026. They did say that they will showcase some or show off some more stuff spring 2026. So I'm excited. I think it looks great. Was not expecting what I saw. I didn't think they was going to show like blood or gore or anything like that, but no, they did. Makes sense because it's Wolverine and like, he's going to be cutting up these people. kind of nice Easter eggs they showed. They showed like Omega Red, the Sentinel
Mystique.
there, Mystique, and they did allude to like other Easter eggs in there, which I would have to replay the trailer to kind of see what they're hinting at. But they said there's some other characters that will show up. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I'm enjoying it. They mentioned Japan, so I assume we're definitely going to see Silver Samurai in some way, shape, or form. There, we're also going to see what's his name? There's another character that's set in Japan. I can't really remember his name, but they're probably going to show him as well. Yeah, what do you guys think about it?
I have to when you said before about how it's gory and everything.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Star Wars Jedi game where the dude has the lightsaber and it's since there's
Fallen
no
Order.
gore or whatever, it's like he's literally whacking them with a bat, and it's just it feels because that game is supposed to be really good apparently. The Star Wars Jedi Outcast or
Fallen Order?
Outcast? No, what'd you say?
Fallen Order?
No,
No.
the one that has like you playing as Darth Vader's like protege.
Oh, Unleash.
Unleash, yeah. That's
Yeah,
Unleash.
Force Unleashed,
Yeah.
Force Unleashed, yeah. I think that the Survivor games, or Star Wars Jedi, I think the Star Wars Jedi games actually do a really good job of making you feel like you're using a deadly weapon for the most part. I never felt like I was whacking them with a bat in those games, but in the what was it called again?
The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed games. It just felt very non-violent for everything else that it was. You had this very dark character, and it was very aggressive, and he was just throwing things around and everything. And yet, when you would hit somebody with a lightsaber, just kind of like, ugh, you know. But anyway, so that just kind of made me think about like a T-rated Wolverine game. Like he has his claws out, and he just like hits the guy. He's like, oh, you know, gets knocked back or something. So yeah, obviously it is really gory, like way gory. Like all the times you see them get uppercutted with the claws and the blades go through their freaking face and stuff. It's very violent, and I think that's awesome. And yeah, I bet it's gonna be a very 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 good game as far as its authenticity and probably even the story will be good and the action looks incredible and the locations and the callbacks, like you mentioned, seeing the Sentinel and the yellow costume, bringing that back, kind of like that Deadpool and Wolverine moment when he has the yellow costume on. If you were a kid of the '90s, you kind of get goosebumps because you think of the X-Men cartoon show and all that. But yeah, no, that was the highlight of the show for sure. Because honestly, the entire thing for me was pretty mid at best. I would wager to say the equivalent was probably that Nintendo Direct for me as far as hype level. But that Wolverine game was definitely the highlight, and it looked great. I can't wait to see more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. Like comparing it to Nintendo Direct.
Well, for
I mean,
you,
yeah,
no,
Emblem.
but for me,
Fire
yes.
Emblem, Dragon Quest.
I know, but you're a Fire Emblem guy.
Yeah, and I'm a Dragon Quest guy. I mean, everybody's a Fire
Right.
Emblem guy and a Dragon Quest guy. Like, who's not? You're telling me there's people who don't like
I'm
Fire
not.
Emblem and Dragon Quest? Like, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I like Dragon Quest, but I'm not a super fan like you. And Fire Emblem, I actually started up Engage again. I was playing that the other night, and I was enjoying it, but still not hardcore or anything.
No,
Not
like
you.
my only thing I didn't like, and let me rephrase it, I won't say I didn't like, but it was kind of one of those things that I was like, it sucks. I wish this could have been the case, but not having Steve Blum as Wolverine's voice. Like I'm so used to his voice.
I was gonna comment
Is that
about
the
that.
X-Men like the '90s cartoon show voice?
No,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, it's not. Oh no,
he's
is the other guy? Was the other guy?
yeah, he was in Wolverine and the X-Men cartoon, and there's another X-Men cartoon that I
Wait,
can't
what
remember.
cartoon?
Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So it's not the voice actor from the X-Men '90s show with the
No.
Okay.
No,
Different one.
Yeah, he was in Wolverine. I think it's called Wolverine and the X-Men, or maybe Wolverine. Yeah, it's Wolverine and the X-Men. And then there was another
Well,
X-Men
Steve
show.
Bloom is Spike, right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so he's a voice actor there, but he does Wolverine also like in Marvel Rivals. He's
can
done
see that.
Wolverine in pretty much anything that Wolverine has been in, he's been the voice for. So like there was like that Deadpool game, he was Wolverine in there.
Even
Marvel
Rivals.
Yeah, Marvel Alliance. Rivals, he's Wolverine in there. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, he was Wolverine. Ultimate Alliance 2 and 1, he was Wolverine. So yeah, everywhere he's appeared, outside of Marvel vs. Capcom. Well, no, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, he was Wolverine's voice as well in there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, obviously, Insomniac wants to forge a new identity for their Wolverine.
Yeah. They try to copy Hugh Jackman, right? They got an Australian actor to do the voice of Wolverine because they were trying to embody that, the same as Hugh Jackman. But the guy, I think he does a good impression. Like you hear his voice sounding like Wolverine, and he does a really good job. I think he was Spartacus in the Spartacus TV show. I only watched like season 1, and that's it. And we stopped there. But he was in that, and he's in a couple of other movies, also a couple of other games. He was in Gears of War as well. I don't know who, I forgot who he was in Gears of War, but he was in Gears of War games as well. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see more about it. I want to see how the open world plays out because I feel like this is not going to be open world, right? It's not going to be like Spider-Man open world, but it's going to have like open zones since you're traveling to different countries. And I can see this being a little bit more linear experience than Spider-Man. But that's just me. I could be wrong. Do you guys agree with this or no?
Yeah, I feel like the game is gonna be a lot more be a little bit more linear compared
Mhm.
to Spider-Man, honestly. Yeah, I feel like the open worlds is more of a better idea at this point, if anything, especially on how Logan traverses throughout the game and
Yeah.
stuff, you know. So it just really just depends.
Yeah, the other thing I didn't know is that they say that his full name. Hold on. Let me make sure this is
It's not Logan.
right. Yeah, I thought Logan was his first name. Let me see if it says it in his Wikipedia. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, his name is James Howlett. I always thought Logan was his actual real name, but no. Wolverine's real name is James Howlett.
Was did I give him his Marvel Cinematic Universe name? What the heck? That has to
No,
be.
Logan
Holy crap.
Logan is what he's known for in everything. Because in X-Men, the 80s cartoon, it was Logan. Everywhere he's saying is Logan. And I always thought, okay, his name is Logan. But no, his birth name, like his name in there is James. Because when he introduced himself,
Okay.
my name is whatever the voice actor's name is. He says, and I'm the voice of James Logan Howlett. I'm like, what? I was like, Logan's his middle name or what? Like, what is that? But yeah.
I don't know the cultural phenomenon behind that, but that's interesting. Okay.
Hey, the more you know. I did not know that. I always thought Logan was his actual name, but it's not. So
I'll definitely say this when I first seen the whole Wolverine thing.
Mhm.
First of all, I said it's about damn time they shown this game. It's been a hot minute since the leak happened.
Yeah.
And I seen like my people.
I forgot about the leak that happened.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this much: it looks drastically different from like the pre-alpha leak that we got versus what we see now. Thank God for that. But like, the second thing is that like I've definitely seen people like surprised about the gore stuff, which for me, I was like, y'all surprised about this? You know, like because I'm pretty sure there was a rated M game for Wolverine back in the day. I think in the PS2 era or something like that. Yeah, so like,
yeah, it was really good actually.
Yeah, really damn good. So like the thing is that
Wolverine X-Men Origins, the game.
I think so.
So it's a tie into the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So like with that, I wasn't really surprised that they're going to like keep it rated M and like all gory and everything because like you're really not going to be showing you're really not going to show Wolverine at his full potential if you restrict him at a rated T game at this point. So I would say this. I am surprised on the amount of gore they shown in the state of play. If anything, I would expect them to like show them like a standard trailer of the game, and then later on show like a separate whole trailer as separate video on what the game's really about or something like that, you know. But I was expecting the Wolverine game to have tons of blood, tons of gore, and all that kind of stuff. Like because Wolverine's a literal savage, like he's a wolf, you know. So
he's a Wolverine.
Now, yeah, straight up. I'm wondering if they're going to do some sort of crossover between Spider-Man and Wolverine, and if that's the case, I wonder how that's going to be because you know, obviously we barely get blood in the Spider-Man games. you see with Wolverine, there's tons.
Yeah.
So I wonder if how they're going to adjust like the amount of gore if they're going to do a crossover, because obviously Spider-Man and Wolverine have so many crossovers in the comics and the old TV shows and stuff. So maybe they'll do something like that. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but it'll be interesting to see if they ever go down the route. They have the rights for it. So
To make their own Marvel universe in the Insomniac verse, I guess you could say.
yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool and everything. Hey, heck, once they're done with the Wolverine, they could probably do a Hulk game. That'd be dope.
Nah, if they were to do another game, I would like a Blade game. I think Blade game would be awesome.
Yeah, literally, it's just mainly just because after we saw that Wolverine trailer, like there's no limit for Blade at this point. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I get that.
I mean, Blade could also be, well, I guess the only thing with Blade would be your borderline. Your borderline will probably have combat similar to Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
That's the only issue with Blade. I can see them like being like, well, this is basically Devil May Cry. I don't care. I would still play it. I think it would be pretty cool.
Here. Honestly, I want them to take a crack at a whole Incredible Hulk game, because I know a lot of people love the Hulk, and I feel like they definitely have some. I know they got some ideas for a whole Hulk game, possibly.
I think an Iron Man game could be done well. Like after playing what was that game that got canceled and didn't do so hot? It was basically like you're Iron Man. You're in these suits. You're flying around. It's from BioWare.
Oh, Anthem?
Yes, Anthem. Like I played Anthem and I enjoyed like the movement, the combat, and it was cool. And it made me really wish that there was an actual like Iron Man game, because that can be an open world and you can fly around everywhere doing quests and stuff like that. Like that would be pretty awesome.
You can fully customize your Iron Man suit. You can use it for rockets, different. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing to do. Yeah. I won't be surprised either.
Give me the choice to play as War Machine too, because I like War Machine.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. I've always liked War Machine more than Iron Man. Why? I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, knowing with the Insomniac, they're gonna take forever on making a new whole ass Marvel game. So because they actually take their time with their games. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So well, whenever they decide to go on with another Marvel character, it's gonna be a fun time. So
we'll see if Wolverine comes to Switch too.
I mean,
you never know.
I have confidence that it can run on Switch 2, but knowing that I'm pretty sure that Wolverine game is going to be locked to the PlayStation for a good bit. I would say maybe like 2 years max.
I think it's just a year. I think next year's or not next year.
Oh, just a year, you think?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and a stretch would be that they announced same day on PC as well at the last minute.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation is going into that multi-platform strategy heavy. We got Helldivers 2 on Xbox. I'm sure we'll start seeing a lot of games move over to PC, and then they'll start expanding it to like Switch 2 as well. I can see that happening.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I believe that's everything we have for today's podcast. Any last minute things anybody wants to say before we end today's podcast?
Yeah, devs, optimize your games better, please. Because I see them Borderlands 4 actually running worse on a PlayStation Pro compared to PS5. Like, come on, step it up, please.
I agree. Optimization,
do better and just take more time of the game. Like at this point, we already got Requiem running solid on the Switch 2 with no issues. So if they can do it, you can too. Okay, so come on, just have more time. Bake in the oven, take it out at the right time, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Those are my words. So
I got nothing else to say.
Nothing else to say? Gotcha. I highly recommend search up Genki on Twitter. He has the video of what's it called? Requiem playing on Switch 2. And yeah, it looks good. Like watching the gameplay of it, I'm excited to play it on Switch 2. Definitely look it up. I think if you're on the fence of deciding whether you're going to play it on Switch 2 or not, this might definitely make you feel better about buying it on Switch 2. So I'm excited. And that kind of goes along too with what Ash said. Like devs, optimize your games. You know, a lot of these games, like it's it's embarrassing for games to run worse on the PS5 Pro than on the PS5. There is
Yeah.
no reason why games should run worse on PS5 Pro.
It's funny too with because behind the whole controversy with Randy Pitchford, he was first saying, "Hey, it could be $80," and then like
Mhm.
when you reach the game's not even well optimized. So at this point, can you really call the game $80
True.
potentially
That's
at that
true.
point? And then he has all that to say, "Hey, game's optimized. Maybe you should use DLSS." Which I'm like, bro, now I lost all hope in your Borderlands 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to you, man.
And it got delayed on Switch too as well. So
Yeah, because they realized, oh crap, maybe the game's not actually optimized. So
yeah.
man,
We'll,
hilarious.
we'll wait to see the state of gaming, right? It's push out the product even if it's unfinished. It's not like how it used to be back
Yeah.
then. Back then.
Yep.
Oh well. Oh well. Last quick question for you guys. Are you picking up the collection of Mario Galaxy or are you just picking up Mario Galaxy 2?
Uh, I'm still on the fence for that, man. I don't know.
I don't know. What about you, Bryant?
What if I told you the 2 games are already sitting on my Switch 2 right now?
Oh, you bought a digital?
Yep.
Yeah.
I bought them both, yeah, because if it was just literally like kind of what Mario Galaxy 1 was in that collection,
Mhm.
and they did that with 2, I probably would have bought 2, but since they are making them 4K and they're cleaning them up and everything, like those
Yeah.
games are absolutely worth having definitive versions.
Yeah,
of.
GVG, John from GVG pointed out that there's new textures in Mario Galaxy 1 on this new collection versus what was originally in Mario Galaxy 1 on the 3D All-Stars, which is interesting.
From what I saw, the game looks the remastered or whatever you want to call it. Like it
Mhm.
looks less detailed than the original or something like that. You know, which I'm like,
Really? You sure you
yeah,
watched the
from what I
same
saw,
thing? Or did you watch the one
yeah,
from GVG?
yeah.
Because the one that
I
I
watched
saw
it again.
yeah, because the one that I watched, it looked like it was more detailed. Like the bricks it looked like it was more layers. And there was a lot more going on when you compare it to the 3D All-Stars one. Yeah,
Got it.
that's
All right, I'll look at it again.
my thing is I'm just on the fence. Like, do I really want to get this game like a physical copy just to have, or because they didn't say it was a limited release, right?
No, and they never said it was a limited release,
Okay.
which that I guess that's a good thing for
Yeah.
once, you know. But I kind of wish they had like a physical release just for Galaxy 2 since me having All Stars already have the third game on there. But then again, you're also missing out on the 4K stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends, you know. So
Yeah. I don't know. I might just pick it up and get just to have both of them on the cartridge, just for the luxury of having it there. My Switch collection of games is like stacked, and I don't really see that stopping as well. Not only that, there's other reasons why. I was debating on getting that, so we'll see. All right, cool. Well, that ends today's podcast. I appreciate everybody for joining. We had quite a bit of people watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and follow over on Twitch as well. We do the podcast every Thursday, sometimes Friday, depending if there's a certain event on Thursday. But for the most part, we usually do it every Thursday. We'll try to cover some more stuff with Tokyo Game Show. It's going on throughout the rest of the week. So if there's any other major news coming, we'll definitely talk about it next Thursday. If not, we might have a special Final Fantasy podcast where we talk about all things Final Fantasy. So we'll see what gets announced and if there's enough information there to go ahead and do that. I do try to do videos. I haven't done a video in quite a while, and there's a lot of reasons behind that, but I think my return will be coming soon. So there's a lot of things that I've been like, meditating on, trying to figure out how to do this right. My single stream also hasn't been a thing yet, but that's also another thing that I'm looking into, try to figure out another day to do just, my solo stream. And of course the group stream, we might be on tomorrow, we might not. It's really hard because we have to figure out a game to play for group stream. If not, I might just stream on my own. So we'll figure that out
I miss your
tomorrow.
solo streams; those were fun.
Yeah, it's the timing, like especially with me, everything's just been so crazy, so it's kind of hard. But we'll see. The return of that will be coming soon for sure. So definitely keep an eye out. Yeah, and also don't forget to share the channel. Share the channel, it does help out a lot as well. Follow us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We are on there. So if you want to hear just the audio version, you can definitely go on there. But always watch us on YouTube as well because it's fun. You get to see us here. You get to see us talk. You get to see Ash's cat that's now grabbing onto the microphone and destroying it. You get to see all of Brian's shirts. He is the Dress Fear Master, and there's a reason we call him that. So you have to watch the video version. Anyways, Brian, where can I catch you at?
I am at red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me and my cat Lulu at Ash Destroyum on YouTube. So,
and as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.